Hello, welcome to another studio vlog where I want to talk about Wix versus Shopify and why I switched. I'm Amanda and this is ALLJArt, where we make mistakes, learn from them, encourage each other and grow together. So if you would like to come on a journey of becoming the artists that you want to be, then hit subscribe and ding the bell and come along for the ride. It's sunny, so that means I want to clean out everything. So I have this cupboard and I want to make it a little bit more functional. So I've took a picture of my printer, put it on Facebook, asked if anybody wants it, and I'm going to go through all this stuff individually and see if I want to keep it or if I can file it a little bit better, put it somewhere a little bit better, and then yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I should be out here instead, but I'm not. I was gonna sit and paint there, but then I decided to stay in the house and gut my cupboards. It's something that I've been wanting to do for a while though, so yes, but it would be better if I was out here, because it's nice out here just now. Let's just take a breath. So my washing machine broke and I had to get a new one. This is the new one, but it has completely destroyed the lino. As you can see, there's a rip right in front of it there. And this. So I am going to go to B&M, which is a local sort of everything store, and get some floor tiles for the kitchen. And we're gonna put them down today, or rather Matt is, because he builds houses for a living, so he should be able to do it fine. Sorry about the mess. This kitchen's disgusting. I need to really, I mean, it's a mess. I need to really clean it up today, and I think I'm gonna do that before we put the tiles down. So yeah, just completely clean it and make sure that it's fine. But the washing machine's in now. It's great, I love it. It's the step up from my old washing machine and I like it, so I'm happy with that. I'm actually going to put a load on before I go, and yeah. I wanted to give you a quick update on this as well. I think while I'm in B&M I'm actually going to get some little buckets and stuff, or trays, maybe baskets to put in here, and I still need to do the bottom shelf, but I have all of the papers, sketchbooks that need to still be filled up here, and these two cases are full of pens and pencils, and then I have my little collection left of colour books. I used to have this whole full shelf filled of colour books, but I gave a lot away to another mum at Caden's school. And then this shelf has all of my notebooks that need to be filled, and some books that I bought, and most of them, pretty much all of them apart from these two, this one and this one, are from YouTubers back when I was obsessed with mainstream YouTubers, you could say, like Joe Sugg, Louise Pentland, Zoe Sugg and Ollie White. I haven't even read this book yet, but I have it. And then these are full of drawings that I've already done, so filled up sketchbooks and stuff. These are also filled up sketchbooks as well. And then this is a box of nail stuff. I need to paint this nail. Nail polish and, you know, fake nails, all that stuff. These are my Inktense pencils and some more pens. Then I have this thing that my mum bought me. It's a tote bag that you can colour on, but I've actually lost the pens that you can colour on with, so I might do it with Poscas. This is full of washi tapes, it's got random card and bookbinding supplies. This shelf is needing a little bit of adjusting as well. It has my macro fine coloured pencils, a couple of photo papers and my protector for my iPad, and some coloured paper, some brushes and another extra tub in case I want to use water for acrylic. This is PVA glue. This is a random stick of memory for my computer that I wanted to keep for some reason, and a box from my mod for vaping, extra light, water tub that I don't use anymore because I prefer having these 2 jars. Then this is a mess. Oh, I've also got a couple of canvases and some paper back there too. I have A4 envelopes which I don't use that much because I don't sell A4 things, and I don't get that much, like a lot of stuff in my orders, so I don't use them. But I thought I was going to sell A4 things, so I have like 100 of these and the sleeves to go with them. This is painted by numbers that I've already done, and I have my old laptop that no longer works properly. It still loads up and stuff, but it's really slow, and it doesn't have a keyboard. All the keys are out of it, have been pulled out of it. Caden did that when he was 2. This, which I'm actually going to get rid of today, my mum's friend's going to take it. And then I have some paper plates that I use for gouache, but I've started using an actual palette now. Some toilet roll, kitchen roll for my brushes to dab onto, and I have all my watercolour supplies in here, and I have Copic markers that I no longer use in here. So I want to get rid of those Copic markers, but I don't know what to do with them, who to give them. I was going to send them to Tor, so I'll see if she still wants them, but they're mostly empty Copic markers, and she has a lot of she has every single colour of these anyway, so yeah. But oh, and here I have random bits of backings for paper pads that I use for covers for sketchbooks and other cardboard materials. So that's the update for this. But I eventually, well, today or tomorrow, I'm going to completely empty this shelf and possibly put this somewhere else and empty or move this and have this shelf and this shelf for stock for my shop. But I also have things in the living room that I'm not going to show you right now because Matt is in there that I would like to use for stock, and I think that that would be better because I pack out there. So I think maybe I might move all of my art supplies into here and have all of the packing stuff out there so that it's easier to access. I'm going to do my sketchbook project, but I want to talk about where I am at. I think the last sketchbook project that I showed you in a video was this one, and since then I've done this one, which I had to paint white over because I made a mistake. I spelt sketch wrong. And then I've also done this one, and this one was the one that I did last night. So I'm on sketchbook day 5. I'm a little bit behind and I was a bit worried that I wasn't going to be able to do it, but I am happy that I decided to continue it anyway, and I'm going to do number 6 today. I'm putting them on Instagram if you want to follow me on there at ALLJArt, and yeah, I'm excited for it. I really am enjoying doing that, and the palette that I've decided to start using again is this one. It has watercolours down here and it has gouache here and here, but I'm just putting out a little bit, squeezing out a little bit and using it, and then obviously I'm going to use the dried up paint too, because so far in the sketchbook project I have been using very opaque thick paint, but for my watermelon one I used watery paint first and built up, and I like the textures that you can get with that, so I'm going to experiment with watery paint a little bit more. I just don't like it because it doesn't act like watercolour and I expect it to, so it's hard to control for me, but obviously the more I do it the more I will be able to do it right. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say for now. So I'm gonna go to the shop, and like I said, I'm gonna go to the shop and get those floor tiles and stuff, and then when I come back I will, in fact no, I haven't had a text message from the person who's taking that printer yet, so I think I'm gonna start my sketchbook project just now.
Hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. Oh, we don't need no can weather any storm. Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it.
It's Thursday now, and I have been struggling to pick up the camera and do anything basically, but I have been working on my sticker sheets, and I'm going to show you my sticker packs, sorry, and I'm going to show you me working on them while I talk about some stuff. Firstly though, I would like to say that it's been a bit weird trying to film without mentioning what's happening right now. So the Black Lives Matters movement is ongoing at the moment, and I don't want to go into it too much because whatever I say I can't really say efficiently and in the way that I want, and I might go into a rant, and I don't really want to do that right now. So I will leave some resources and links in the description below, and also I'm retweeting things on Twitter, like artists that are people of colour and black, and I'm just supporting the cause. So yes, but I would also like to say that I would like to remind you that there is still a pandemic going on right now. I don't know what the rules are in your country, but in ours we are kind of easing out of lockdown, and I'm pretty sure it's like that in most places anyway. So just be careful and look after yourself, and don't go anywhere if you don't have to still. So yes, these sticker packs are the ones that I've been working on, and they will be in my shop by the time you see this if you want to get yourself anything. And I also want to talk quickly, or maybe not so quickly, I don't know, about the reason why I left Wix and went to Shopify, just in case it would help any of you that are trying to set up a shop, or that are trying to move your shop from Etsy or another website to something but you're not sure what one to go with. So I have a list of pros and cons basically for Wix versus Shopify, and I'm not even going to talk about pros and cons for Etsy because I just think that it should be written off and nobody should use it. If you want to hear more about that, I do talk about that in my Q&A video, and I talk about it throughout my vlogs as well when I was moving from Etsy to Wix. So I'm going to start by talking about Wix because that's the one that I used first and that's the one that I switched from. And there are some good points about Wix, such as the price, especially for the basic plan. I don't think, especially if you're starting out, that you need anything more than the basic plan. And for me, that was £13 per month, but I got it when it was half price. It was £8, so not really half price, but there was a percentage off and I got it for £8 a month, and then it went up to £13 after that. So the price is good. Wix is more of a website based
thing. It's somewhere where you can add your portfolio and about sections, extra images. You can add as much pages as you want. You can add a contact section, and there's lots of ways that you can add different pages and different things to your website. So it's a really good place, I think, for freelancers if they want to get hired for commissions, show their portfolio, and have everything all in one place. And it also has a paid plan situation like Patreon, where your customers can subscribe to you for a certain amount per month and you can give them rewards in return. But there are some cons to that thing, and I'll talk about that in the cons section. So there's a lot of features and plugins that can be used. You can add Instagram and add all these different things, and there is a lot of beef to it, especially for the price. You're getting a lot for your money. You can also dive deep into website building with HTML, and you don't have to stick to their basic ways of setting it up, but it's pretty easy to use and you can do it that way too. There's two different types of editors basically, but one of the editors you can't go back to the other one unless you want to lose all your progress and stuff. The basic editor is good enough, but there is also restrictions and things that you can't do on both of them, and there is sort of user-friendly options to make a good looking website. So all round it's not a bad site. I just didn't like it for some reasons, and I thought that Shopify was better for some other reasons. So on to the cons of Wix. You can't actually tag your products, so you can't add tags like stickers or a category or anything like that. You can't tag them. So keyword search, you can't add keyword search to your products with Wix. If you can, and I'm missing something, then that's great, but I didn't find an option to do it. And I also found that the settings and the way that you go through everything with Wix on the dashboard and behind the scenes is very haphazard. There are sections and different things that you can do, but it's just quite scattered around and you have to go dig in to try and find what you want, and you might not even know that it's there until you really look into it, because I didn't even know that you could set the weight for your products with Wix until I left it. I wasn't sure. So you need to really look at every option that is doable on the website before you think, oh, it doesn't have that. It can be overwhelming and there's just too many options. There's too much choice, I think. It's not really simple. By the way, I'm really sorry, I'm in my car and it's raining right now, but I have recently moved my setup from my bedroom to the living room again, so I can't really talk again because Matt's there and it's a big thing. But anyway, I hope you enjoy the sound of the rain. Another con with Wix is that it's really hard to connect things like click and drop and Instagram shopping. You can do it, there is ways to do it, but it's just really pernickety and sometimes it doesn't work, and then it's really hard to troubleshoot. It's also really hard to find out things about certain products on Wix because the paid plans that the customers pay for is called paid plans. So if you search Wix paid plans, or for another artist that has that feature, paid plans as in their subscription for you signing up to their website comes up. So the business plan basically. So it's really hard to find support for things and to decipher between the two basically. It's really, really hard to get over the fact that it's so slow at loading. It loads really, really slow. And the more images, the more pages, the more things that you add to your website, the harder it is for it to load. And I had reduced all of my files to JPEG and I had reduced them to like 150 dpi and made sure that they were all really small files, but it was still taking ages to load and it really annoyed me. So that was another bad thing about that. And talking about paid plans, like I said, it is a good feature because then you can have everything in one place. You can have your website, you can have your shop, you can have your Patreon sort of thing as well, but with paid plans, and I only found this out a couple of days ago when I was telling Liz, who is a subscriber of mine over there, to cancel her plan, and she couldn't do it. I had to do it for her. So if you are a bigger creator and you have hundreds of people subbing to you at the same time on that feature, and then somebody emails you and asks you to cancel it for them, you might not see that email because you're busy, or you might not see it because there's too many DMs or whatever flooding in, so the customer has to rely on you to cancel it. And I think that that's a really bad way to... It's a really easy way for scammers to scam you as well, I think, because they could just ask you to sign up for this thing. You don't know how to cancel it, so they could just take your money and not give you anything in return. I cancelled it for Liz and she trusted me, but I sent her screenshots that I cancelled it. And you can go through whoever you signed it up with, so if you paid through PayPal, you can go through PayPal and dispute it. But why would you want to put your customers through that? You just want them to be able to cancel it if they want to cancel it. I would hate having to deal with PayPal or deal with my credit card or deal with my bank to cancel something. I just want to press cancel and it be done. So that really left a bad taste in my mouth. So yeah, I didn't like that. Another thing about Wix that really irked me was the fact that every time you sign in, every time you go off the website and come back on it, every time you go off the dashboard and come back on it, a pop-up will come up asking you to upgrade all the time, asking you to add features all the time. You have to add extra money for email marketing, and you have to add extra money for this and that. There's loads and loads of additional costs to things, which I don't like. And I know that there are like separate plans for things that you get included in those plans, but especially with email marketing, I would think that that would be one of the free things that you would get, one of the basic plan items that you could get in the basic plan thing. The rain is getting harder. I'm really sorry, but I don't have any other time to record this. I'm sorry. I'm trying to shout over it basically. So I think there's a lot more things that I don't like about Wix, but I didn't really use it that long to really show my dislikes and likes for it, because you can't use something for 4 months and expect to know everything about it. There were good things about it, there were bad things about it, and I just thought that it's an okay thing, but it's not for me. And yeah, so moving on to Shopify, because this is the one that I decided to go with for a few reasons, and it was a sort of spur of the moment thing, but I'm actually quite glad that I'm in a position to do this, where I can move my sites over and I can experiment with different things so that I can tell you guys what one's the best one to go with, and I really like that fact. So Shopify, I watched one video of a guy explaining why Shopify is good, and I watched a review of Shopify and a quick guide on how to set it up, and then I was sold. I was like, okay, I'm having this. It's got really easy step-by-step setup and guides you through the setup really easily. I don't know, that sentence didn't make sense. I said easily quite a lot, but it's just so easy to set up. It has... everything is in different sections and steps. So obviously you go into settings and then there's these little icons that you can see, and then you just click on the first one, set that up, come back out, click on the next one, set that up, come back out, click on the next one, set that up, and your shop is ready to go. You don't have to faff around with any extra like sidebar options or anything like that, but there are different options in the sidebar, so you can definitely dive deep into this and just set it up like that. But it is so simple, so it's not... I'm getting ahead of myself, I've wrote a list. Anyway, okay, so you can deep dive into analytics as well. It has so many different cards. I think they call them cards now. That's the modern way to show you things on websites, is cards. So they have little cards coming up saying like how many people have visited your shop, how many people from those people that visited your shop bought something, what they bought, what's the most viewed thing in your cart, what's the most liked thing, or what's the most bought thing, and There's so many analytics that you can deep dive into, and Wix does have a good analytics system as well, but I think it's a little bit more complicated. It's more like YouTube analytics, which I have learned, but a lot of people don't take the time to learn analytics, whereas Shopify really breaks it down for you and tells you exactly what each thing means and the exact percentage or the exact amount of people that did this and that caused this. So really deep dive into analytics, and it's really good. And there are different paid plans on Shopify as well, but you really don't need them. You can get more analytics and more things, and it is pretty expensive compared to, like, it's a big leap compared to the basic plan and upwards. So yeah, you only really need the basic plan. Anyway, now this could be seen as a pro and a con. Shopify just focuses on shop stuff. So you have a website, that's your home page, and then you have different pages for categories of things that you sell, and different pages for like FAQ and contact. But you can't really add pages on to show the portfolio or anything like that. You could, if you really wanted a basic look of it, you could, I think you can add images, I'm not really sure, but it's not really made for that. It's basically text based pages, and I'm pretty sure you could probably add HTML in there too, but yeah, it's more based on shop stuff rather than actual website stuff. This rain is really doing my nutting. I'm really sorry. Okay, it's really hammering down now, but I want to get this over with and I don't know when it's going to stop. So one of the really big things that I decided to go with Shopify for was that you could easily set it up for click and drop. Click and drop is a feature that Royal Mail gives you, where you can do all the weights and stuff online. You can process the order and you can print out the labels and put it through the post box, so that you know exactly how much the shipping's going to be, so that you don't have to stand in queues, and so that you can just drop it off. So I really like that feature. And you can also easily set it up for Instagram shopping. Now, I did have a big issue and a headache with this. It was really hard for me to connect it to my Facebook page, and my Facebook page was set up as artist, and I had to make a new Facebook page and set it up as products and services before it would accept that my page was actually a page. And it was really annoying, and it was annoying because one, I had to make a new page and I had a lot of likes on the other page, and then now I have to start from the beginning just for this. And two, it just was a headache because it didn't actually tell you that little fact that you needed it to be a product and service. I had to figure it out for myself, so it took me about a day and a half to set that up, and it was really annoying. But now that it's done, it's working, it's great, it's awesome. Because before, Wix, when I tried to do it with Wix, Instagram just wouldn't let me even try to apply for it. It just said that I needed to find a different catalogue, even though there was catalogues there. I don't know, it was weird. You can tag products, and that increases the metadata. So if somebody's searching for sticker packs, then your sticker packs are more likely to come up in Google. Obviously, there will be more popular creators that come up, but it gives you the chance, because I think Wix metadata and SEO is really hard to get seen on, even though a lot of clicks were coming from Google for my website. I just think that Shopify is set up in a lot more of a metadata friendly way. I feel like I'm getting louder and louder as this goes on. Okay. It also has helpful tips on the dashboard as well, so if you've missed anything, if you just signed up and they released a video explaining new features, or if they think that you could do anything to increase your likelihood that your shop will grow, or just things like that. It gives you helpful tips and things that you might have missed. And I didn't even know this, but Shopify has a tipping feature where at checkout customers can choose to tip an extra like 5% of their order they have to pay the 5% extra, but that goes to like the creator, so you're just extra support. So I didn't know that, and I thought it was a bit cheeky. I was like, oh, should I set this up or not? But you don't have to do it, so it's not like I'm asking you for extra money. It's just, it's there if you want to support me further than just buying the product itself. So that's a good feature, and like I said, I didn't know about it until I seen it on the dashboard. So they do pop up things that you can do that is actually helpful, and not like spend more money to do this and spend more money to add email marketing. I'm not sure if email marketing is free on Shopify yet. I haven't set it up, but it said that I had to be on Shopify for 2 weeks before I could send or set up an email campaign. So I think that you can, but you just have to be on Shopify for 2 weeks before it activates. It's got a really simple design. It's really user friendly. Like I said, there's no pop-ups. There's videos on how to improve your store. There's videos on how to improve yourself as a person that makes things, and there's just awesome stuff. There's useful statistics as well, like how many hits people usually need to get 10 sales. So it says on my analytics that I've had 42 hits on my website, and I haven't been promoting it yet. I've just been adding to it, and then I promoted it on Facebook, but I didn't promote it on Instagram or Twitter because because of the Black Lives Matter stuff. I wanted to make room for them to promote their stuff, so I didn't want to promote mine. But on Instagram, with Instagram shopping, you can actually add a swipe up option so that they can view the products right then and there, and then they can click a button to go to your website, which I think is awesome. And what else? There is easy editing for bulk products. So you just click all the products, and if you want to make them all available, then you click all available. If you want to make them all hidden, then you make them all hidden, and there's loads of different options that you can have with bulk thingies. Wix didn't really have that. You could bulk hide them and bulk view them, but you couldn't like bulk update or whatever. So there is a couple of cons with Shopify that I've found out so far. Obviously I've only been on it for a week or less, so I haven't really dove deep into what I know about it or whatever. There's people walking past and I'm just like, hi, I am looking at my phone. So the price, to start with, is much more expensive than what Wix is. It's £23, so that's an extra £10 on top of the Wix payment. And obviously if you want a domain, you've got to pay extra for that. I'm not sure if you've got to pay extra for the Shopify thing. If you get it through Shopify, I'm not sure how that works, but you have to pay obviously your Wix, your website host, however much money that is. So it is quite expensive, but I think it's worth it. It is a con in my eyes, but if your shop is doing good, or if you're doing a quick shop launch, you'll probably make that money really, really quickly. I've already made that money back and I've only had one sale, so on my new shop, that is. So that's good. Another con is that there's no in-depth page additions with images, but again, if you're just looking for a shop and you don't want a website, I think it's great. And you can still have the Wix free site to have a website, to have a portfolio, and you can link to that somewhere on your shop if you want to, or you could have it somewhere else, doesn't matter. And like I said, it's just store based. So those are the only cons that I have figured out about this so far. Like I said, there might be more because I haven't actually went into depth with it, but I'll keep you updated on how I feel about it and what I like about it. And it was really easy to also transfer my stuff. You can transfer, there is a button to transfer from your shop, your previous shop, to Shopify. Wix, again, wasn't available for Wix because nothing is available for Wix, but you could do it with Squarespace, I think, and Woo or whatever that's called. You could do it with a load of different other shops. So that's good. And there's also an option for you to integrate your Redbubble or Printful or whatever it's called into your shop as well, so that all of those products will show up on your shop site too. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not, because I don't want people to end up buying more of that stuff than they buy of my original From Me stuff, because obviously I get 100% of the profits that way. But if it's through Redbubble or whatever, I'll only get like 20% or 15% or 5%, depending on what it is. So I don't know if I'm going to do that, but that is an option, I think. I know that it's an option for Wix, so surely it'll be an option for Spotify. But I'll look more into that and let you know, because I'm thinking about doing it. I'm thinking about setting up a shop like that, just because people might want to, you know, get my art on a t-shirt or buy my art on a travel mug or something like that. So I really liked the fact that I could do that with my art, so maybe other people would like the fact that I can do that, that they can do that with my art. Oh, I've been trying to get something off my eyelash and it's actually on my glasses. This studio vlog has been a little bit different, and I think the studio vlogs in the future are going to end up being a little bit all over the place until Matt goes back to work. So I'm really sorry about that, but I'm trying my best, and I hope that you are all well, and I will see you in my next video.